Hi guys, this is Ashish and I'm a junior doctor working in the UK. In today's video, I want to talk about my top 10 tips which will make your UK post-graduation journey easy. So let's talk about them one by one. The first one is to take the OET. Now, I've met a lot of people who went for the IELTS exam and they scored 6.5 in the writing section, and they have appeared in IELTS exam multiple times, but they always get 6.5 and it's a lot of struggle for them. So you should go for exams like OET, which are easier than IELTS, and I've heard that you don't get stuck with scores in the OET exam. And these days you can use your OET for your tier 2 visa as well as booking your PLAB exams, unlike in the past when you could only use IELTS for UKVI for your visa purposes. So yes, take the OET. The second tip is not to read any books for the PLAB 1 exam. I have met a lot of people who try to read a lot of books for the PLAB 1 exam, and I believe that solving questions is the key to cracking the PLAB 1 exam in the first attempt. Don't get yourself studying the Oxford handbooks or any textbooks for any of the subjects. You only need to solve the questions in the standard question banks, and you need to repeat those questions multiple times, and this is the way to go about for the PLAB 1 exam. You can use patience.uk as a reference, but again, you don't need to study all of the things which are given on this website. So yes, don't read books for the PLAB 1 exam. The third one is limit your resources. Don't waste your time solving all the question banks which are available there, even if they are free. Skip Samson's question banks, skip Sociunity's question banks, skip all other coaching institutes question banks. Focus on Plavable or Plav Doable, which is the free version of Plavable, and focus on Dr. Khalid's 1700 questions and try to repeat all these questions multiple times, and try to solve the mock which are available from Dr. Swami's Coaching Institute and Dr. Samson's Coaching Institute. And these are the main resources for the PLAB 1 exam. Now, a lot of people get stuck with where they should read anatomy and ethics from, and I was one of the candidates who couldn't find any good resource for both of these subjects. So after passing my exam and reading through a lot of other resources, I compiled all my knowledge about anatomy and ethics to form these flashcards, and you can check these flashcards out on Stuvia, which is a website which gives you a way to post your flashcards online. I've posted two of my flashcards, and the first one is ethics flashcards and the second one is the anatomy flashcards. So I've tried to make them very concise and they are tailor-made for the PLAB 1 exam, and you can try them out on the link in the description. So yes, check these resources out if you want to study anatomy and ethics. The fourth tip is to join a coaching for the PLAB 2 exam. Don't try to read the syllabus on your own and appear in the exam on your own without attending a coaching institute. And that's my personal opinion, but you require a very different set of skills for this exam, which you need to develop or improve upon. So it's a good idea to go for a good coaching institute for PLAB 2 exam and prepare really well for this exam before appearing in it. My fifth tip is to plan your journey very well. Before the COVID-19 pandemics, all the exam slots used to get booked at least 6 months before the exam date. And now because of the pandemic, it's very difficult to get these slots. And I've known people who have been waiting for at least an year to get any of the PLAB 1 exam slots. So yes, these are very unusual times and you need to be patient about the process and you need to plan your journey very well. My next step is to go for an observership. As the number of candidates who are appearing in PLAB 1 and PLAB 2 exams are increasing every day, there is rising competition for the limited job posts in the UK. And the NHS trusts shortlist people with NHS experience, and they prefer them more than people who do not have any NHS experience at all. So go for an observership whenever you can. The seventh tip is not to be very picky when you're choosing your first job in the NHS. You can take up any job in any specialty at any place in the UK if you're finding it difficult to find a job. If you don't absolutely hate it, you should take it. And that's my 7th tip. My next tip is that you should read others' experience with a pinch of salt. And you should not believe everything which is said or discussed online. There's a lot of false information spreading amongst candidates who are appearing for the PLAB exams. And there's a lot of misleading information about how doctors practice in the UK and what is the way to get into postgraduate training in the UK. So always look at official websites and official figures and ignore the anecdotes or gossips. And that's tip number 8. The next step is to focus on your journey and not to compare yourself with others. Don't get envious or jealous or feel sad when your friends or colleagues get ahead in the journey and you're not able to score that much, or if you fail in any of the exams, because there is no official scorecard in life. Now this statement is overused a lot, and the real way to practice is to avoid both the negative feelings and the positive feelings. So if you get ahead of any of your friends or fellows, you should not be extremely happy, or you should not try to feed your ego when you're praised about your achievements. That's the only way you can avoid getting sad when you don't do very well in your exams or others go ahead of you in the journey. So that's tip number 9. My next tip and the last tip is that you should try to find a mentor for yourself. This mentor can be any person who has taken the same steps to reach the places where you want to reach. And this helps you feel that your goals are very achievable. You can take guidance from them and you can learn from their mistakes. And this is a big advantage which you have when you're going for any of the exams. If you're not able to find a good mentor for yourself, then you can always follow my page, which is PLAB Made Easy, and I'll try to give you my honest opinions and advice on how you can make this post-graduation journey easy for yourself. So that's all for this video, and I hope that you will try to implement some of the tips in your life and you enjoyed watching this video. If you want to support my work on YouTube, you can do so by clicking on the like button. You can share this video with your friends and colleagues, and you can subscribe to this channel. So I'll see you soon in another video. Thanks for watching.